Hello friends, my name is Chirag Nanavati. I am the CEO and the Director of JEPSI Immigration Services, which is operating since 2005 in India as well as in Canada. I have personally been in this sector since 1996. I have been the educator, Director of Education, as well as I have been helping number of people in different immigration matters. I have helped more than 15,000 people in Canadian immigration. I have helped more than 25,000 people so far in obtaining different career goals. And currently I'm here with Shri Jay Chauhan, who is one of the most prominent and reputed lawyer in the Canadian Law Society, and he has been practicing since last about 40 years or more in this field. So Jay, please can you introduce yourself to the audience here?
I'm very pleased to be with you today, Chirag, because I know that we met in Ahmedabad, we met in here, this country. And Chirag, you've done a very good job, by the way, in my view, in terms of encouraging the students and helping the people to immigrate, actually. And what we want to do together, actually, is help the students come here, or people who want to come here and flourish in this country. So my contribution to your organization will be, how do we inspire them to achieve good careers like I did. So giving my background, actually, I was born in Africa, and we didn't have university in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, East Africa. So I went to England to study law, and it was difficult to get admission directly without Latin. We didn't have it in Africa. So I did economics first, and then did the law. And I did my specialty in economics in the University of Berlin. And then the politics of East Africa resulted in us as Indian people being driven out of the countries. And so I came to Canada, where I redid my studies. And then from the studies, I launched my legal practice in this town, Richmond Hill, Ontario, in Canada, just north of Toronto. And then I became a deputy judge in this town for almost 24 years. And then now I've retired as a judge, but I continue as a legal practice in this town, and also work actively in different activities. And I want to work with you, Chirag, so that we inspire the Indian people that when they come here, they should not look for shortcuts and say that I'll drive a taxi. I've done engineering, but I'll just be happy to do some security guard job.
No.
So we want to inspire the Indian audience to say that we want to make contribution to this society in Canada, and I think you've done a very good job, and I want to support you in this direction.
Thank you very much. Basically, we are here, my friends, we are here for sharing this particular view, and there is a very serious situation which has arisen recently. After the change in the immigration policies of America, plus the instabilities, economic instabilities in India, you all will be aware how the rupee has fallen down and how the entire economy is shaking in India right now. The petrol price and all different things. Basically, a common man in India is really frustrated, and because of that, more and more people have started getting out of India. On the other side, the same situation has arisen with a number of parts of the world, like most of the countries, like you can say underdeveloped or developing countries. People are running out of their countries and they want to go to a nice place. And Canada is one of those. So obviously today, Canada is being flooded actually. What I mean by that is that there are thousands of people coming to Canada every year now. In fact, I was just talking to some colleges and universities, and they said that compared to 100 to 500 applications coming every semester, right now they are getting 10,000 to 15,000 applications. So it's like 50 times to 100 times more number of applications they have started receiving from just India. So you can imagine Canada, is totally flooded with number of people coming in to make their career. But this has become a big concern now, because what about the competition? What about the limited opportunities? There is no such, the situation has arisen that there are very limited jobs, and these people who are coming over here, they may not be able to get those jobs. So that's the reason why we are sharing this video with you guys, that with the current situation and with the increasing competition, limited jobs and opportunities, it's going to be a very rough phase for the people who are coming here. Jay, what do you say about this?
So I want to take a broader picture, Chirag, what historically happened. If I can bring back a little bit of history, which I've described in my novel, by the way. I've written a novel called Loving the Empire, in which I've described our historical perspective of our society and my own story as well of what has happened to me as an Indian from my father who was freedom fighter, and then he came to East Africa, I was born there, and we are connected with India, and what has happened to Indian people in history. So as some of you might know, that in 1836 roughly, the British were controlling India, and they sent out a lot of Indian people with indentured labor, and we have got in about 26 countries. We made our contribution to the British people in learning their language. We're talking today in their language, and then we have been to many countries, and in particular, this problem, Chirag, that you're mentioning now, of why the applications are a big number is because the current administration, this country, Canada is very receptive to a multicultural society. And America has decided through Mr. Trump and the reaction toward economics is to say that they want Americans first, they want the Mexicans, they don't want the people, and they have stopped the H-1 visa through which many of the Indians have come to America. And it's important that we recognize that in the current history, our people have made very, very significant contribution to the American economy. And just to give you a couple of statistics, our average Indian income in the families of Indian origin in the US is about $90,000. The average American family income is $50,000. And the reason for the difference is that our people have huge proportion, have a large amount of education. We bring our skills, and especially computer skills. Mr. Pillai, who's helping Bill Gates in running his show, is not the only one. If you look at California, where my son used to work, there's a huge proportion, and I would guess about 25% of the technical jobs, and I saw the Google itself actually in California, that are people of Indian origin. But with the current politics, Mr. Trump doesn't want to give these visas and doesn't want our contribution to that society, so they want to come to Canada. So my message to your audience, Chirag, is that let us do the job correctly. You put them through the immigration system, those who are capable, and I want to make my contribution to inspire those people to come here, and like Mr. Pillai helping the Google organization, we want to make contribution. And you saw my contribution in this country. I write articles. I was a judge in this country. And I want these kinds of jobs to be done so that we contribute our skills and support this country, because that is welcoming to us. So we should integrate and support this country with our skills.
Exactly. No, but see, the problem here is that I have been visiting India frequently. Every 2 months I go to India because I have an office over there, and I want to take personal responsibility of each and every client I take. But that's not the case with every people over there. If there are more than 5,000 consultants, 5,000 agents in India, okay, and more than 90% of these people, they have not even been outside the country. So they don't know anything about Canada, they don't know anything about US, they don't know anything about the economy, they don't know anything about the culture, they don't know anything about the workforce requirements, they don't know anything about the education system, and still they are consultant in India. The reason behind is, India is not having any governing body for such consultants. Like doctors have a governing body, lawyers have a governing body. Immigration consultant in India, there is no governing body. Because of which, there are thousands and thousands of students who are being fooled. And these students are given wrong courses, wrong directions, improper guidance, because of which they come here and they are lost. The world has changed. What I want to, it's a very strong message, my friends, to you all. This is not the world where you can think that, okay, I will go to Canada, take up any labor job and survive. You will never survive with that. Economic conditions in Canada is also, it has also changed a lot. Cost of living is very high. Limited jobs, limited opportunities. You will never survive if you do not have a strategy. It becomes mine and yours and people like us who have, who have been in this education, immigration, legal field, and consulting and guiding field. We hold a big responsibility nowadays, because we need to help these people out. We need to encourage them. We need to motivate them. We need to strengthen them by giving them a right direction and a position how they can conquer their career goal. And for that, again, it's the same. I'm really shameful to say this, but in India there is no governing body. It definitely needs a governing body so that the governing body can give a license to only those people who are qualified and capable to guide someone. The total wrong guidance is given. I meet hundreds of people every week in Canada, and these people are totally lost. Every day I get about 50 to 100 calls at my office in Canada, and they are lost totally. They don't know what they are doing. They are run to wrong jobs. They are into wrong career, and they jeopardize their entire lifestyle because they are not guided properly. So shortly we are going to discuss on this after this video about how to strategize things, how to help these people out, how to address different issues, how to train them. And Jay, I need your input in this because you have been in this country for more than 40 years, and your entire experience is worth for all these people up here.
So here's my message to our audience in India actually. I think that what we want to do, Chirag, I want to work with Chirag because there's very little time for me to do it on my own. But what I would like to do with Chirag, with you, is that you have a website. We also talked today about the application you have that will be on your mobile phone. We will coordinate the effort, how to look for a job, how to understand the Canadian culture. And I will be doing regular videos on the adjustment of the people from our culture, which is very different than the culture of Canada. And just to give you an example, my father still is in India, but from here, I phone every single day to my father, make sure that he's looked after, his meal is made.
How old is he?
He's 103.
So my friend, that's the reason I asked this question. At the age of 103, Jay has managed and trained his father so that he can be online, he can use the technology. And technology is everything today. That's the reason I asked you this question.
So just to carry the story, we just installed with my brother, who is in Ottawa, he's a surgeon there, but he was in India, and he installed cameras so that I could see my father sitting on the swing there in the courtyard, and then I can pick up the phone and talk to him every single day. But I want to maintain, and I won't tell our audience, if you come out of India, let's not forget our culture. But there are some very positive attributes of our culture which are not always appreciated in this country. So people say, oh, you don't have Canadian experience, we can't give you the job. So we want you to get through those hurdles with videos that you can watch on this program, and programs and lectures that we will do.
So
to adjust
we are coming up, sorry friends, we are coming up with series of videos to help you identify your weaknesses. Why I said that is that there are people come here, they don't know how to give interview, they don't know what to wear, they don't know how to talk, they don't know how to manage time, they don't know how to manage their workloads. And there are a number of areas where they need support. And I and Jay, we are going to work together and come up with some videos on this, which definitely is going to inspire you, assist you, and help you achieve your career goal and your real lifestyle which you are looking for in Canada. So wait for these videos, and we will be there with you. In the meantime, if you have any doubts or queries, you are always welcome to contact me or Jay. Jay, what's your website?
My website is www.jaychauhan.com, JAYCHAUHAN.com. But I would prefer to talk to you, Chirag.
Sure.
And then once they're here, we will do videos that they can watch in India. And then we'll do some lectures and other programs that will help your audience.
Definitely, my friends. So my website is www.gepsi.com. That is GEPSI. Basically, GEPSI stands for Global Education and Placement Services Incorporation. So it's GEPSI.com. And we have office in Ahmedabad, India, and we also have office in Mississauga, Canada, which is just next to Toronto. So feel free to contact us, and we'll try our little best to help you design a strategy, my friends. Don't forget, there is nothing without a strategy, and we are coming up with more stronger videos, detailed videos for you. So keep watching our site. Thank you very much. Thanks.